Hi children, good morning. Today video is about another skeletal connective tissue, bone. Let us see entire the data about bone. Bone is a skeletal connective tissue. Almost it is similar to dense connective tissue, whereas here more amount of salts and fibers are present. The bone is composed of 10 to 15% of water and 60 to 70% of inorganic compounds. Inorganic compounds like calcium phosphate, calcium carbonate and other salts. The most abundant chemical component or salt in the bone is calcium phosphate, whereas if the question comes most abundant element, it seems answer is calcium. After calcium, phosphorus is the second most abundant element in the bone. In the bone, there was an organic content is also there. This organic content is less than 10%. Majorly, it is backup of collagen. Collagen is a protein. In collagen fibers it is present, as well as ossin. The protein present in the cartilage we have discussed in the last video, that is chondrin. The protein present in the bone is called ossin. So these two are organic content. Apart from this, mucopolysaccharides also present in the matrix. So in the bone, matrix proportion is about 30% and rest of components like cells and fibers and other chemical components is all about 70%. Totally the bone is compact and belongs to dense connective tissue. So let us see enter the structure of bone in longitudinal as well as in transverse section now. If you observe the longitudinal structure of the bone first, a long bone is the best example to visualize every part of the bone. It may be a humerus, hand bone or femur, leg bone is the best example. At the time of hyaline cartilage already I had discussed, ends of the bone have hyaline cartilage. So these two portions are cartilage. Which type of cartilage? Hyaline cartilage. Both the ends. The very first part of the bone, in both the edges, which is very soft and consists of red bone marrow. That portion of the bone is called soft bone or epiphysis. Epiphysis. Here some plate-like structures are present. They are called epiphyseal plates. Epiphyseal plates helps in the growth of the bone. Growth of the bone. From the pituitary gland, somatotrophic hormone or growth hormone comes and targets these epiphyseal plates and the elongation of bone starts. These epiphyseal plates are present both the sides. So bone growth is bidirectional. In both the direction bone can grow. Next, below the epiphysis there is a portion is called metaphysis. Just below the soft bone there is a portion is called metaphysis. It is medium between soft and hard in the nature, whereas this is also metaphysis. In both the directions regions are same. This is epiphysis, is also called soft bone. In the epiphysis, bone marrow is present, that is called red bone marrow. Epiphysis consists of red bone marrow. Generally, students think that inside the bone, entire the marrow is red in color. Not at all. In the edges of the bones or end regions of the bones, the bone marrow is red. And if you see entire the maximum portion of the bone, this part is called diaphysis. This is also called shaft. Maximum portion of the bone, in which the bone marrow is in yellow color. It consists of yellow bone marrow. The difference between red bone marrow and yellow bone marrow is red bone marrow is matured, and this red bone marrow helps to produce RBC, WBC, platelets and some other extra proteins also. Whereas yellow bone marrow cannot produce such type of cells compared to the red bone marrow. And yellow bone marrow is present in diaphysis region and red bone marrow is present in epiphysis region. This is somewhat kind of information regarding the presence of red and white bone marrow inside the bone. Now, if you see entire the layer of the bone, suppose if this is the layer around the bone, then this layer is called periosteum. Osteo means what? Bone. Osteology, study about the bones. Peri means what? Around. We have already applied this kind of a term in perichondrium. The layer around the cartilage is called perichondrium. The layer around the bone is called periosteum. Layer around the bone is named as periosteum. As well as the protein present in the cartilage is called chondrin. The protein present in the bone is called ossin or collagen. Collagen means what? White fibers. So fibers present in the bone is called white fibers or collagen fibers. This is a surface data regarding the longitudinal structure. If we observe a transverse section, nothing but TS of bone, means if you cut a bone part, then you can see a spherical structure shape. In transverse section or cross section we can see a circular shape, and the outermost layer is periosteum. Periosteum, the layer around the bone, this one is the periosteum, and inside layer which is closer to the bone marrow is called endosteum. Endosteum means what? Innermost layer of the bone. Periosteum means what? Outermost layer of the bone. Outermost layer of the bone, and this is innermost layer of the bone. Between periosteum and endosteum, entire this portion is called bone matrix, we can call it. This matrix is composed of many Walkman canals are present in the bone in case of only mammals. Other than mammal, these Walkman canals you cannot see any animal like fishes, amphibians, reptiles or birds. Only in mammals Walkman canal system is present. So highest or upgraded skeletal system exists in the mammals, so that I am explaining mammal bone. To observe the intensive structure of the bone, including Haversian canal systems and Walkman canal systems, we need a depth executive diagram of the bone. Let us see in the transverse section, that was. So as of now we have no entire the layer around the bone is called periosteum. So periosteum is outermost layer, there is no doubt. That layer is composed of two layers. Entire this portion is one layer. But this is outer edge and this is inner edge. Outer edge called outer layer of the periosteum, which composed of collagen fibers. Collagen fibers are present in the outermost layer of the periosteum. I repeat, periosteum is outermost layer, but that layer is again composed of two layers. inner one is called innermost layer of periosteum and outer one is called outermost layer of periosteum. But here I am telling you, outer layer of periosteum consists of collagen fibers and also it is called white fibrous tissue. White fibrous tissue is present around the bone. That statement is correct. White fibers consist of collagen fibers only, no? No. White fibrous tissue is a kind of cartilage. Cartilage has a three types, no? White fibrous tissue, elastic fibrous tissue, hyaline cartilage. In that, white fibrous tissue is the composition around the bone. Okay, leave it. Innermost layer, if we talk about, the inner side of periosteum consists of some cells. They are called osteoblasts. Osteoblasts are immature cells. They are present in periosteum inside but not outside. These osteoblasts helps to secrete the matrix. Now, the matrix consists of organic plus inorganic components. Inside the matrix, there are many circular structures are present. They are called Haversian canal systems. About each and every Haversian canal system we will discuss in depth. But the innermost layer of the bone portion from here to here only. From here to here only. This is bone marrow. So outermost layer is periosteum. Innermost layer is called endosteum. Endosteum is closer to bone marrow. And next to the endosteum there was a bone marrow. Just before I discussed, bone marrow is in red or yellow. Yellow bone marrow is present in case of shaft called diaphysis, and red bone marrow is present in case of epiphysis or soft bone, not hard bone. So the most important thing in the mammalian bone is Haversian canal system. Inside the matrix of bone, what is bone matrix? You can define the bone matrix as the portion existing between periosteum and endosteum is called bone matrix. Inside the bone matrix, if it is a mammalian bone, so many circular canal systems are present. They are called Haversian canal system. Let us discuss each Haversian canal system structure now. If you observe, so many Haversian canal systems are there in the matrix. One Haversian canal system has many circles. Let us see what are there. If you observe, this is a one outermost line of that Haversian canal system, and as you observe, so many circles are there. This is the second one, and this is the third, and this is the fourth. In that, if you observe, they are not actually lines or circles. They are arrangement of cells. Arrangement of cells in circular mode. All these cells. In case of cartilage, you just recall the very last video information. Cells are present inside the cartilage in a specific spaces are called lacuna. But here also this is called lacuna. In the lacuna, cells are arranged. But there in lacuna, cells are 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. But here in the lacuna, many cells are present, but they are arranged in circular shape. These shapes are called lamella. Where this arrangement, this type of arrangement is absent in cartilage. So in cartilage and bone, lacuna is present. What is lacuna? Fluid-filled space inside that cells are exist. In case of cartilage, chondrocytes are present. In case of bone, osteocytes are present. Inside that, osteocytes are present. This is a lacuna. But lamella is absent in cartilage. Lamella is present in only bone. That is important. Arrangement of osteocytes in circular motion in the lacuna is called lamella. That is present in only bone. Remember. So all these lamella, how many lamellas are there means 5 to 7 lamellas are present in one Haversian canal system. It is very important. Note it down. Number of Haversian canal systems in the bone are many. But in one Haversian canal system, if you see all these are Haversian canal systems. If you take one Haversian canal system, here how many lamellas are present? Lamella number is a 5 to 7. 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Minimum 5 and maximum 7 also present. When 7 lamellas are present, it is called highly matured and dense Haversian canal system we can consider. So all these are lined by cells. Lamellas are lined by cells. Between the lamella, the space is called lacuna. Inside the lacuna, the cells are arranged in circular shapes. Okay guys, here in the Haversian canal system, apart from the osteocytes plus blood vessels plus nerves plus lymph vessels also present. One Haversian canal system is made up of blood vessels, nerves, lymph vessels and many osteocytes. Osteocyte means what? Bone cells which are functional in mode, they are matured and also helps in secretion of matrix, and one of the osteocytes are specialized as osteoclasts. Osteoclasts helps in the bone resorption. And they also help to protect the bone from other germ infections, so that they are also called phagocytes. The defense cells of the bone called osteocytes, whereas in the cartilage they are called chondroclasts, whereas here the modified osteocytes are osteoclasts, are protecting cells in the bone. Understand? Now I am going to explain how one Haversian canal system is connected with beside or its adjacent Haversian canal system. Suppose it's a adjacent Haversian canal system. In between these two, so how many lamellas are there in this Haversian canal system? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us take another one. 5. Here how many lamellas are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. And here to here there is a connection in which blood vessels, lymph vessels, nerves are communicating from one Haversian canal system to another Haversian canal system. Just like here you can observe. One Haversian canal system is communicating with another Haversian canal system, just like this, is called canaliculi. Very important term. What is canaliculi? Canaliculi is a communicating duct-like structure or tube-like structure which is connecting two Haversian canal system that helps to allow the passage of blood vessels, nerves and lymph vessels. Like that, all Haversian canal systems are connected with each other, so that communication was very easy. The Haversian canal systems which are closer to the endosteum receives the blood vessels and nutrition supply and everything and use it to conduct their entire the adjacent Haversian canal system, so that entire the bone is in life state. During life state, bone gets supplemented by the help of this network of canaliculi. Network of canaliculi is called Walkman, scientist name, Walkman's canal system. In the introductory point, I have used this word. Walkman canal system means what? Network of canaliculi that are gathering entire the Haversian canal systems present in the bone matrix of mammal is called Walkman's canal system. This Walkman canal system is a network-like structure which connects every Haversian canal system and helps to supplement the bone. So bone can easily get nourishment by this and helps in the repair, growth, development and regeneration also. If you observe from where this nourishment is coming to the bone, answer is bone marrow. From the bone marrow, nearest Haversian canal system is receiving the nourishment by the blood vessels and also get the sense from the neuron and also giving and also sending back the waste material through the lymph vessels. For that, there is a particular channels are present. Each channel that is connecting two Haversian canal systems is called canaliculi. All canaliculi network is called Walkman canal system. Remember guys, Walkman canal system is the characteristic feature of only mammalian bone because Haversian canal systems are present in mammal bone only. It's called compact bone structure. Yet you have observed the structure of bone in longitudinal manner as well as in the transverse manner. Now let us see different types of bones and more important thing, functions of bones. Let us see classification of bone. In this area you come to learn about different types of bones according to different perceptions. Classification of bone according to zone or according to content. Nothing but a chemical, whether organic or inorganic. According to zone, epiphyseal bone, this is also called sponge bone or soft bone. On the other side, diaphysis or diaphyseal bone. This is called hard bone or compact bone. What is the difference between these two? Epiphyseal bone are present in ends of the bone. Suppose if this is the bone, it is present here as well as here. Whereas in the structure of bone, the diaphysis is present only in this region. So number of diaphysis for one bone is 1. Number of epiphysis in one bone is 2. Next, epiphysis consists of red bone marrow, whereas diaphysis consists of yellow bone marrow. Another important thing is epiphysis is the growing part of the bone. Growing part of the bone. Reason, epiphyseal plates are present in that region. Whereas as epiphyseal plates are absent in the diaphysis, it is not growing portion of the bone. In this class I already mentioned one point. Bone growth is bidirectional. Reason why it is bidirectional? In both the ends epiphyseal bones are present. Epiphyseal bones or epiphyseal regions consist of epiphyseal plates. They are targeted by growth hormone or somatotrophic hormone released by pituitary gland. It helps to elongation of the bone in both the directions. Now, if you observe according to the content, organic bone and inorganic bone. Organic bone simply a bone minus inorganic. A bone minus inorganic. How it will happen? If you place a bone in dilute HCl solution, then what will happen? Bone generally consists of calcium phosphate, no? So calcium phosphate react with HCl, then CaCl comes out and H3PO4 will be there. So calcium will be removed out of the bone. So that bone minus inorganic, then such a bone is called organic bone. Collagen cannot be dissolved in HCl. So collagen is organic portion called protein. When bone is placed in dilute HCl, what will happen? Bone will be dissolved. Okay. Whereas on the other hand, bone minus organic is called dried bone. When we die, when our body is buried in the soil, then all organic parts are buried and all merged with the soil, whereas inorganic materials remain stripped and remain rigid in the bone, called compact bone, called fossil bone, and such bones are called dried bone. When you remove inorganic content from the bone, that is called organic bone, called dissolved bone. This is called dissolved bone. And again I tell you, if you place a bone in dilute HCl solution, bone will be dissolved. So bone minus inorganic is equal to dissolved bone or organic bone. Whereas bone minus organic is equal to inorganic bone, that is called dried bone or fossil bone. So these are the different types of bones, and according to the locations, they are very different bones. Flat bones, long bones, plate-like bones, disc-like bones, rib bones, and what is the disc-like bones. So many different types of bones are there. Total 270 bones at the time of childbirth, whereas the child become adult, there are 206 bones are present in our body. In human physiology, there is a lesson called Human Skeletal System. In that lesson, I will give you each and every bone detail. Let us see in the conclusion of this lesson what are the different functions of the bone. Now, bone is the resource of minerals. Minerals like calcium, phosphorus, sulfur, magnesium, etc. Because in bone, salts are present, combinations of elements. So whenever body required some elements, then bone is the resource where during resorption process, the elements are coming out of the bone into the blood. Later blood sends that required elements to required targets. Second one, bone act as hemopoietic organ. Hemopoietic organ means helps to produce blood cells like RBC, WBC and the blood platelets. In the embryo, during embryogenesis, bones are not act as a hemopoietic organ. That time yolk sac, liver, spleen acts. Once in the baby, bones, long bones or compact bones are formed, then bone starts its main function called hemopoiesis. Hemopoiesis means production of blood components. The third one is it helps in the framework along with muscles. So 70 to 80% of our body weight given by bones only. So without bones, it is a kind of a paste-like body. So it is a gel-like body, only a mass of muscles. Because of the arrangement of bones in axial skeletal system and appendicular skeletal system, we had a particular position and posture as well as shape. That is why it helps in the framework, body framework, nothing but shape of the body is produced by bone. Another important thing is movements of the body given by joints. What is joint? The junction between two bones. The junction between two bones is called joints. So because of the joints only, movements takes place. Without bones there is no joint. This is how bone is serving different functions to our body. Sometimes it acts as a reservoir, sometimes it has to produce the blood cells according to the number and decrease and increase of the different cells of RBC, WBC and blood platelets, and it gives a framework to our body, and also it helps to locomate our body from a place to another place because of the joints. This is entire the information of bone. With this class, skeletal connective tissue is completed. In the next video sessions we will see fluid connective tissue, nothing but blood and lymph. I hope you understand. Go through the assignment. Thank you.